I'm David Haynes. I'm the editorial page editor of the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel. I'm here this morning with Carol Coletta, who is the president of ArtPlace Initiative. It's an organization that is funded by some of the major foundations in the country, including the Ford Foundation and Bloomberg. And ArtPlace Initiative has recently made a $500,000 grant to a new project in Milwaukee. And I wondered if you could tell us a bit about that project and why you chose Milwaukee.
Well, it's an exciting project called Mike. It brings together, it begins to develop a cluster here in Milwaukee of design and technology, and connecting designers and technologists with the great base of companies that that Milwaukee enjoys. So connecting that up and doing that in such a way that it adds real value to these companies and helps promote startups and new business in Milwaukee.
Mm-hmm. And talk a little bit about this idea of a talent pool. We had an editorial board earlier today, and one of the participants from Kohl's indicated that the talent pool in the past hasn't been as deep as they would have liked. What can the Mike Initiative do to help that?
Well, there are three things that count when it comes to talent. You have to develop talent. But if all you do is develop talent, but you can't hold on to talent, then you did the expensive part of the job, the education part of the job, but you didn't reap the rewards. Mm-hmm. So you also have to attract and retain talent. Attraction and retention of talent, generally you can summarize, that depends on two things: quality of opportunity and quality of place. And interestingly, Mike has an impact on both, because it is, as Julia Taylor would say, it is making a straight line connection so that people see where the opportunity lies to put their talents to work. And it also connects the companies here with the talent. So that increases quality of opportunity here in Milwaukee. But it also, because there's a physical manifestation of Mike, it also adds to quality of place. So I think it does both things, and that's absolute. In fact, it's the #1 driver of economic success in a community, is what's your talent pool.
And Mike is actually a physical space at the Grand Avenue Mall. Can you describe what that might look like? We might have a few people in there working on what?
Well, they're working on their businesses. They're working on connecting with one another. They are getting advice.
This might be people writing apps, doing design work.
All sorts of things.
All sorts of things.
You know, spinning off new businesses out of those connections they're making. So all of that is happening, and I think it's really fascinating because Grand Avenue Mall is not unlike malls in many cities like Milwaukee across the country. The impulse for the mall was a good one, but it sort of came at the end of the market and didn't quite have the customer base to support it.
Times have changed.
Times have changed. And so the idea of finding a completely different use, particularly for second floors, which were dead anyway in retail, becomes really interesting. So now you're going to attract all these people to work in the mall on a daily basis, who then have to eat and buy things and use the parking and use the streets and so forth. So it really enlivens the core of your downtown.
Well, thanks very much. We appreciate your time. Carol Coletta with the ArtPlace Initiative and a new initiative at Grand Avenue Mall.